The following video and very existence of this channel is made possible by your support over on patreon.com/616entertainment. I couldn't do this without you, and I thank you kindly for keeping the dream alive. Want a kick-ass shirt? Head on over to prowrestlingtees.com/616entertainment and pick one up. Another year up, another year down. 2022, on the video game front, had it all. And by that I mean some downright trash mixed in with arguably a few of the greatest games ever made. Deep shadows and brilliant highlights, as it were. Today I'll be counting down my top 10 games of 2022, concluding, as always, with my official 616 Entertainment Game of the Year. If you'd like a refresher before, or just want to click around after, feel free. I've been doing this for years now, and it might be fun to see how this year stacks up to previous years. Now, if you're wondering where games like Sifu or Horizon Forbidden West are, I didn't play them. Not only can I not play everything that comes out, I don't want to play everything that comes out. Bayonetta 3 won't be on my list because I don't care about Bayonetta 3. I respect that some do. Hell yeah, good for you. Bayonetta's not my cup of tea. So keep that in mind if you feel like there's a gaping hole where something should be. Either I didn't get to it yet, or it's just not my style and I don't plan to get to it. We all have our own taste, right? What's up, Dan-Dans? My name is Ian. Welcome to the probably 4th annual Game of the Year video here on youtube.com/616entertainment. Thanks for joining me here today. I'm going to reiterate something real quick. If there's a game that's not on my list that you think I would have loved, feel free to recommend it to me down in the comments. Feel free to suggest it. I am open to suggestions, but keep in mind, like I said, I can't get to every game the day it comes out. Case in point, I just finished Luigi's Mansion 3 like 2 weeks ago. Luigi's Mansion 3 came out 4 years ago, so sometimes it just takes a while to get to things. I also just started Final Fantasy VII Remake, which I'm loving. That's been out for 2 years now. So there's too many good games coming out. Can't play everything all at once. There's not enough time in the day, but there is time today to count down my top 10 games of 2022. Let's not waste any time. Let's get right to it. Trek to Yomi is going to kick things off for my top 10 games of 2022. I was really looking forward to this one. The trailers totally sold me, and I was wondering what such a game might feel like in 2D, as, if you couldn't tell, Trek to Yomi is largely two-dimensional in its gameplay. Now, was I blown away with this one the way I thought I might be? Honestly, no. It's a bit shallow. The combat isn't exactly one note, but maybe it's 2 notes. Getting into battles leaves a bit to be desired after a while. Still beautiful to look at though, and for the price of just $20, totally worth a playthrough. Number 9 has got to be Evil West. If you like running around and shooting vampires, specifically with an old-timey Western flavor, Evil West is for you. It's also for you if you're the kind of person who just wants to shoot monsters all day and not be bogged down by interesting characters and storylines. Evil West has a story, but I can't say I found it particularly interesting. There's not much here other than running from one arena to the next, blasting away hordes of ticks, as they're called. Was it worth the $70 I paid for it? Nope. I wish I could say it was. I wish I would have waited for a sale, actually, but it's not a bad game by any stretch, even if it's not Game of the Year. Just wait for a sale. The Ocho goes to Super Perils of Baking. If you're into 16-bit platformers, you cannot go wrong here. I actually did a full video review on this one. You can check that out if you'd like to hear my in-depth thoughts on it. The link is in the description. Quick fire though. Creative enemies, some nice sprites, lackluster music, lots of levels, and overall, a good time. Another cheap one at just $10. Not all good games are $60 and $70, you know. Number 7 is our first and only Nintendo exclusive. Kirby and the Forgotten Land is awesome. Sucking up enemies and stealing their abilities has been a blast for decades now, but listen, I've never sucked up a car and became the car before. I've never inhaled a staircase and became the staircase. This is great. Kirby and the Forgotten Land is a can't miss for Switch owners. If you were on the fence about this one and you were waiting for someone you trust to say go for it, here you go. Go for it. I'm not finished with it yet. I'm about halfway there, but I love it. Highly recommended, an easy spot on the list. Sliding in or shambling in. Parkouring in? Whatever. Dying Light 2 takes the 6th slot, and I'll tell you why. Because it's great. This sequel was a long time coming. It had lofty expectations to live up to, and damn it, I think it made it. Decapitations, the severing of limbs, drop-kicking enemies off 40-foot rooftops, all tremendous. Dying Light 2 features the best golden hour I've ever seen depicted in a video game. Seriously, nobody has captured the orange glow of dusk the way Techland has here, so that's a cool little note. Unlike Evil West, I enjoyed Dying Light 2's characters and overarching story. I was along for the ride. Betrayals, twists, maybe a little romance? Yeah man, there's time for romance in a zombie apocalypse. There's always time for romance. Good stuff, good stuff. Top 5 time! I wonder how many of you have even played this one. Let me know in the comments. But hell yeah, Arcade Paradise cracks us into the top 5. Oh my goodness gracious, is this game awesome. You're a teenager taking over one of your dad's many businesses. He's all successful. He doesn't have time to run this dinky little laundromat anymore, so now it's our responsibility. There's an arcade cabinet in the back of this laundromat that we can play in between moving loads between the washer and the dryer. The short pitch is this. Over time, we want to buy more arcade games, I'm talking dozens of them, and eliminate the laundry part of the business entirely. There are so many games inside of Arcade Paradise. They're all fun and they're all fully playable. This one is lighthearted and breezy for the most part, but the story gets pretty heavy as you continue. Honestly, it might make you take a step back and think about things. Arcade Paradise, man. What an excellent game. And $20! PlayStation, Switch, Xbox, PC, whatever. Don't sleep on this one. Number 4, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge. No question about it. In fact, maybe there is a question about it, as for most of the year, this was my runner-up. This was my number 2. I love Shredder's Revenge. And before you say, I didn't know he was a big Turtles guy. I'm not. I loved them as a kid. I watched the cartoon, but that's where my fascination ended. Shredder's Revenge is just so undeniably good that you don't have to be a super fan to adore this game. These sprites, come on, don't play with me. The classic sights and sounds, the ability to play as all of the Turtles, and Casey Jones, and Master Splinter, and my personal favorite, April O'Neil, forget about it. I platinumed this one with a couple Dan-Dans. Shout out to Tony and Renee. What a blast this was. Here's where some of you go, wait a minute. What? But yeah, dude, in the number 3 spot, it's Gotham Knights. Now you've got Red Hood, Robin, and Nightwing here too, sure. But for me, this was Batgirl, the video game, and I was all about it. Swooping down from the darkened skies of Gotham City and smashing Jabroni Jabinski's as a total babe is one of the best things I've ever heard of. And wouldn't you know it, it's a ton of fun in action. Is Gotham Knights a step below the Arkham series? Absolutely it is. But anybody out there telling you this game sucks, oh, I can't believe how bad it was, ask yourself, or ask them, did they even play it? Because I did, and I had so much fun. Another proud platinum trophy for 2022, sucker. 2022's runner-up for Game of the Year here on 616 Entertainment is God of War Ragnarok. I mentioned Dying Light 2 having to live up to expectations, but holy hell. Ragnarok's hype was on another level. The 2018 soft reboot totally turned this franchise on its face. It ended with a massive twist. The table was set for a showdown between Kratos and Thor. I mean, come on. Ragnarok finally released and, I mean, damn, they did it. Ragnarok is excellent. Is the game perfect? No. I think parts of it drag. I think it's too long. I think there are entire characters and areas that could have been cut, and you wouldn't even notice if you didn't know the difference. But those are literally my only complaints. The combat is still fluid, the relationships between our main characters are gripping, and the will they won't they over the possible death of Kratos was strong enough to have me practically begging for it to stop. And no, that's not a spoiler. The 2018 game ends with an image of the future where Kratos is dying. So the entire game of Ragnarok, we're on the hook over whether that will or will not come true. I didn't ruin anything for you. Don't worry, you're still on the hook. Luckily for my nerves, I've beaten the game and I'm not. It's an emotional roller coaster, certainly, but it's a roller coaster I'm proud to have ridden the second the gates opened. What a game, man. God of War Ragnarok is truly something special. And with that, it is time to crown the official 2022 Game of the Year. It's Elden Ring. Of course it is. You probably clicked on this knowing it would be. Maybe you're annoyed with how many outlets are awarding Elden Ring with the honors this year, but as I've said before, maybe there's a reason why so many people are going that route. Elden Ring is a marvel. Elden Ring is an achievement. Elden Ring is one of the best video games I've ever played. It's funny. The relationships of God of War, the lighthearted breeze of Arcade Paradise, my big booty butt kicker in Gotham Knights, the becoming stairs of Kirby and the Forgotten Land, none of that is here in Elden Ring. But do you want to know what is here? Freedom. The freedom to explore. The freedom to walk into an area you know you're not supposed to be in, just to feel it out. The freedom of not being constantly berated with direction on what to do next. The freedom of visual language guiding the way. Very few games, hell, maybe no other game in existence, has ever presented me with an entire world where damn near every single idea I had led to something. That wall looks funny. It's a secret door. It kind of looks like I can survive this fall and explore off the edge of this cliff. Oh, I can. Elden Ring is like having that fantasy world you cooked up in your imagination as a child, running around in the backyard with a stick as your sword and a tied towel as your cape, in the palm of your hands. No longer a fleeting memory, no longer intangible in its essence. It's right there. Go for it. 2022, Game of the Year, Elden Ring. Oh, there it is. Those are my top 10 games of 2022, culminating with the 2022 Game of the Year, Elden Ring. If I say 2022 one more time, I might blow my brains out. Dan's GM Showdown, a brand new series, is right around the corner. I can't wait for you guys to see it. I can't wait to the point that I'm going to show you a little sneak peek right now. Swinging neckbreaker from the jump. Oh, come on.
Dick kick. You're going to allow that, Mario?
Mario, get in the zone. AutoZone. This match sponsored by AutoZone.
Breaking news, we have signed Alexa Bliss to a 9-year contract.
9 years.
And after that, we're putting her down like a dog.
And that's just a taste of what's to come on GM Showdown. As soon as the Def Jam Fight for New York playthrough ends with 616 Nitro Season 3, GM Showdown will be moving into the Wednesday slot. 616 Nitro Season 3 will be over, and it's going to run right there with Monday Night Blitz. This is a new era. 2023 is a new era with new shows. More Scream Sequence is on the way. I'm working on it right now, and speaking of working on it, I got to go do that. And if you want me to keep working on things, if you want to keep the lights on, you want to keep this channel alive, you can do so on patreon.com/616entertainment. I did this because it's like, oh, I'll put the link there. But maybe I'll get real crazy. Maybe I'll put it up here. It's not a link anyway. It's just text. You can't click it. If you click the screen, it's going to pause. The link is in the description. You got to... Enough! I got a lot to do. I love you. Thanks for being here today. I will see you next time.